CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
All hail Calazar. I'm Mo, pronouns he, him, and welcome to the episode 8 of the Tier 2 R&D Squad, aka the Farm Upstate. I'm here with Atlas.
Hi, I'm Atlas. I use he, it pronouns. I am playing Helter Highwater, who also uses he, it pronouns, and it is the Transformed. You can find my stuff at the website atlas.pizza.
And Valmina.
Hi, I'm Valmina May. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Tansy Rue, the ace of the squad, whose pronouns are she, her. You can find me if you are an enterprising individual, because I don't really necessarily want to be found on the internet these days. Good luck.
Incredible. I can't follow that.
Literally, you cannot.
I know. Hey.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm Miff. I use they and she pronouns. I am playing Verbal Acquisition, the bureaucrat and all-around shitheel, who uses he and they pronouns. You can find me on the internet at my link tree, which is Myf88. That's MYF88. And hopefully by the time you're hearing this, you can go listen to my band, Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. Our full length should be out by hopefully soon on vinyl through No Funeral Records, so you can find that.
And Ruby, what are you going to be playing?
Hey there, my name is Ruby Silly Rain. I use she, her pronouns, and so does the character I'm playing. I will be playing the proxy, Worm A, I think is what we're going with. Worm::AI/actor.A!rootkit. Used to be B, but whoops. You can find me on Twitter at IronsparkCyrus, SYRIS, and you can find me on co-host at Soleil Rain, where I mostly just post about how good Girls Band Cry is. But hey, you can.
Special thanks to Jacob Inn for sponsoring our squad. And now, on to episode 8, Cutting Our Losses.
So I'm going to open by cooking the books, which is my bureaucrat ability that is spend 2 stress and take an additional supply roll. So let me just mark 2 stress real quick. And I'd like to just come in on lovely friend that is Verbal Acquisition, just claiming the life insurance policy that he put on Worm.
Oh my
It's a little bit of
God.
extra cash for us.
Oh my god!
Wow, you really let us...
How did you get life insurance on an AI?
Because I'm good at talking to people.
I love how you
I imagine you were just like...
about this ahead of time.
Were you just like, are you going to litigate whether or not an AI is human? Do you want to set a legal
Do you
precedent?
want to get into this? I can tell you that according to the Blue litigation of 1473, I believe that AIs are counted as persons per the directive. So yeah, let's just roll some extra cash real quick. I have life insurance on all of you. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what to say.
That's a crit, so there's 9 supply right there for a life insurance policy.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
It was a good policy, okay?
Oh my god.
You didn't have any pre-existing health conditions. It was fantastic.
No, I didn't have pre-existing health.
Exactly.
I don't breathe.
Do you want me to do our other supply, our actual supply, while we're here as well, or?
I want to do a couple scenes first.
Yeah.
Okay.
No worries.
So that scene was by yourself, right, Verbal?
Yeah, that's just me cashing in.
Cut to Tansy Rue is trying to relax. One of the ways that they used to relax before the war started was by doing some streams.
Yes. Okay. So Tansy is live. I think it's been a minute since it's come up, and also Tansy kind of went through her whole phase where she was rejecting makeup. But yeah, she's back into it. Today she is doing a bit of a purple moment, a little nod to everybody's favorite AI, Worm. The chat is lively. People are trying to ask questions about what the heck is happening at CalazCon, and she's answering them selectively, like, oh yeah, like the costumes were kind of great sometimes, but nobody really could compare to like our AVs that we have in my squad. So also people are asking like what happened to her accent, because if you'll remember, she used to
be British.
She used to speak Britishly, and she's ignoring all of those questions. Just calmly painting on little swoops of different shades of purple onto her face.
You have somebody in the chat who keeps putting in some weird code.
What is the code?
It's 128 characters.
It's 128 characters long.
It's a string, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just posting it fucking AES key in chat.
Okay. I'm gonna say like, oh, hey, I see somebody's trying to do some math equations on stream. That is not what we do here, but I'm glad that you're here enjoying the day with us.
I think it's probably somebody whose username is Rootkit.
Rootkit. That sounds familiar for some reason. What is that? Anyway, Tansy starts applying lip gloss.
Every few minutes, it just kind of gets reposted.
Hey, just like, if somebody knows what this is, like, it keeps happening over and over. Is this person okay? Like, what are all of these numbers and symbols?
One of your loyal followers says, it looks like some kind of encryption code.
Oh, an encryption code. An encryption code? Oh, okay. Well, this has been extremely fun, everybody. Everyone, just remember this look is called the Worm, and bye. have a great day. Okay, so she logs off live. And
there's no way a bunch of your followers don't think you're doing like some sort of ARG.
Yes, 100%. So just to recap, Worm dies, and then the two things that her only friends do are get the life insurance policy they had out on her, and then do a makeup tutorial in her honor.
Listen, it's what Worm would have wanted. Okay, so I almost called myself Worm. So Tansy is gonna take this encryption code and text it to Cafe Noir. Yeah, or is it more interesting if I go to her in person?
Your choice.
Okay. I think it's more realistic that she would text it, like, at this point. So we'll just stick with that.
Why pick up the phone when you could text?
Yeah. Why get out of your chair and walk somewhere when you can text? So yeah. So Tansy is gonna text this code to Cafe Noir and just be like, "This is an encryption code. What does that mean? It seems important."
A few minutes later, you hear footsteps come up behind you.
Oh. Hi.
She comes around. She's like, "Hey, oh, that's cute. Looking at your face. Where'd you get this?"
Thanks. Somebody kept posting it in the chat when I was doing a stream just now.
Who?
I don't know. I didn't recognize the username. I mean, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but
If you
anyway.
look at the screen, it's AI \actor.a exclamation rootkit.
I should have named my character something else, but I shouldn't have.
And her eyes get huge. And
What is it?
she says, "It's Worm." And
It's Worm?
as she's running away.
It's freaking Worm. Okay, I'm gonna run after her.
Where are you at, Helter?
Helter is in his like lab/nest area.
Have you taken over more than your fair share, or just your fair share of lab/nest?
Oh, definitely more than
Okay.
more of the
Excellent.
Like it's like things are slowly expanding. I think the nest is probably pretty like the like place where he sleeps is probably pretty contained, but like most of the stuff in the lab has like Helter's fingerprints on it, right? Like
I love it.
as far as he's concerned, the whole lab is his, but
And who's to say it's not?
yeah, who's to
What are
say?
you working on?
Helter is organizing his desktop, like of like all the files on it because previously Worm helped with that,
Right. I love it.
and is like throwing things out and like is like almost done. It has like put things in a it's like not it's organized, but in the way that like I've turned like 1,000 files into like 50 folders, right? Where it's like, oh, this is organized, but it's not better necessarily.
It's just your way.
Yeah, but like I think like there's like one file. There's like a file with like each of the like everybody's name on it, right? Like there's one for Tansy and one for Verbal and one for Worm, and there's probably like one for like Cafe Noir and like people, but they're probably okay. Actually, Cafe Noir probably doesn't have one. It's probably just like Tansy's girlfriend or something,
Right.
I think the only people, there's a few others that are like people's names that are like not their names. It's just like this person. I think the only people who have like their names on it are the crew, right? The cursor like hovers over Worms and then like just drags it to the trash bin.
Oh my god.
As you're hovering, Cafe Noir and Tansy run in, and Tansy seems excitable, and Cafe is very concerned. And then when she runs into the room area, she becomes perplexed and a different kind of concern, seeing Helter's form of spreading in the lab. Do we still have that the worm file? She says.
Which one?
The code that what's his name used to work on all the time, whenever he was helping Worm.
Like walks over to like the big computer or whatever, right? Like whatever is like the shared file space, and like pulls up it's like 3 folders deep, right? Where it's like in a file named with like old files, and then there's like one labeled Bo Blue, and then in that there's like one labeled like stuff, and then inside that is like the Worm file that we're looking for, right?
Old shit. Yeah.
You open it up, and there you see, Tansy, a name, and it is just it's almost just like you actually think it's exactly the name that was texting you, AI \actor.a. It's off by 1 letter, but I don't know if Tansy would notice.
No, but I think like rootkit was like the part of it that she noticed or recognized, right? So like okay. So okay. That's I think I think this code is from Worm.
Okay. So Cafe double clicks on the thing, and of course it says password.
Try.
She starts typing that 128-bit character thing that kept being sent.
Do we not have, like, copy and paste over different devices in the future? I feel like we should have that.
It's funnier. It's way funnier.
Everyone else does, but the Farm Upstate doesn't as a punishment.
I had assumed that you guys might keep Tansy and whatever she does air-gapped from the rest.
Yeah, but she sent it to Cafe, and Cafe definitely has access to the files.
Cafe has access. So, yeah, Cafe just copies it in and presses enter, and nothing happens for a while.
Worm hangs out on other people's computers. Was there a place where Worm hung out, like, by herself?
That's an excellent question. One I don't have the answer for.
Like, is there a place we could look for Worm at this point?
I think that screen goes black, and I think Ruby is going to tell us what happens.
Yeah, I think like I think the screen goes black, and then there's like a fucking installation wizard, just like an old, just a good old fashioned like installation wizard. Like, oh yeah, let's get a permission for boot it up real fast, quickly like download the download drivers, quickly install properly, and then like I think after a minute like the screen flickers, and then it's like please reboot the computer.
Doesn't it say, "Are you sure you're going to install this?"
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's like unrecognized fucking like what is it? Unrecognized certificate,
right?
Like some shit like that.
Untrusted certificate. Are you sure you want to install this?
Program is literally named according to computer virus specifications.
Cafe looks at you. Tansy looks at you. Helter
just like shrugs. I'm a biologist. I don't.
Cafe goes ahead and clicks yes. What happens, Worm? I mean, what happens, Ruby?
Yeah, I think like the computer goes black, or like the screen goes black for a second, and then like flickers a little bit, like you're updating your drivers, and then I think I want to keep it relatively consistent just because the art's good. But I think there's like a very much the anime girl previous, but I think instead of wearing like the plug suit or like B was, it's a more traditional like one of the like formal military uniforms, And she's standing like very prim and proper, like from the waist up, as if this is like a camera pointed at her face. And she blinks twice and goes, "Hello, my name is Worm. It is a pleasure to meet all of you. May I ask who the commanding officer in this squad is?"
Okay, so Tansy, up until this moment, her face has been like just kind of wide open with excitement, and then when that happens, like just everything falls, and she doesn't know what to say.
Cafe just steps back. Helter?
Yeah, Helter just like walks up and goes like, "I'll email you to verbal."
"Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. May I ask all of your names?"
And like Helter just hits send.
Perfection. Hi, I'm Tansy. And you are?
"My full name is worm:AI/actor.a !rootkit. But you may call me Worm for simplicity's sake. It is a pleasure."
Yeah. Hi, Worm. Yeah, Tansy is gonna need a minute with this.
Cafe just looks at you and looks to her.
"May I ask your name in turn and relationship to this squad?"
Oh, me?
Helter Highwater, head scientist.
"Understood. A pleasure, Helter Highwater."
Helter then just sort of just like wanders back to what he was doing. Lost interest.
Tansy
That's
looks
fair.
at Cafe and is like, "I'm so confused. What happened?"
Cafe just kind of, not tiptoes, but like long steps out of the room. That's not our Worm.
I know. But what happened? Who is that?
It's either a previous or a subsequent version.
So she really doesn't know who we are?
I don't know what she knows. We do things a certain way around here. It's much less a squad and more like a family.
Oh, Christ alive.
I gotta talk to my people. I gotta go.
Alder goes back to the computer and then renames the worm file to dead worm and then makes a new one called alive worm.
Oh my god.
We're just like a family.
I see that you have renamed some files. Would you like help with that?
No.
Understood. My apologies. Ba-doop.
I think the last thing that happens is Helter makes a new file and it's just called Plan B.
Oh, wow.
Verbal, you get an email.
It needs to come like right after I have finished like checking. It's like it's getting off the phone with the insurance people who are like, the funds should be in your account now. Hangs up immediately. Ba-doom, you have an email.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, opens the email. There's like a weird attachment ?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was about to say there might be like actual text in this, and then I realized that Helter sent the email, and A is not going to fuck with it. So yeah, I think it's just like a completely like blank email with just a weird attachment from Helter.
Yeah, I'll open it. No, Verbal's not the tech savvy one of the squad.
A worm appears on your screen.
I think specifically this time it is inside of like an actual like window instead of just appearing on your screen. It is like, you know, there's like a UI. Greetings, I am the self-autonomous computer virus, Worm, developed by the DFS. It is a pleasure. I have been led to believe that you are the commander of this squad.
Verbal is like writing a reply email to Helter that's like, Helter, listen, we all grieve in our own ways, but this is kind of in poor taste. If you need to speak to me or a counselor of some kind, like, let me know. We can arrange that, but...
Jesus.
This doesn't seem super cute. Are you okay? ?
You almost immediately get an email back and says, not mine, from Worm.
If I may be presumptuous, those that I have communicated with so far seem to be confused and concerned at my existence. May I ask what the situation is that has caused such consternation?
We had a later version of you.
Ah, I see. Understood. Allow me to quickly perform a system diagnostic in order to find leftover remnant data from this previous version. Data found. Data has been deemed largely corrupt as a result of mismanaged personality code. As a result, I will largely disregard this information, as it may cause further corruption in current version.
Deny. Stop.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
What's your vocal command? Incorrect.
You may communicate with me as if I am a human being.
Wait, can you update including Worm?
I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense. I am Worm. I cannot update including myself. Allow me to clarify, as there seems to be some confusion. The data that I have found, things such as memories and data logs and archives, personality data for the previous Worm, seems to have been lost. However, I can add some of this information to my databanks. However, adding too much seems to put me at risk at assuming the same corruption that took my successor. You'll have to understand.
Search lightning explosion.
I think it just pulls up like a YouTube video for like lightning hitting a truck and exploding. She's like, this is not what I was designed for, but I will acquiesce.
I'm down for that to be the scene.
Yep. All right. Let's do some supply rolls.
We're gonna roll 5 dice again because that's our target tier. It's a 6, so there's another 6.
3, 6, 3, 1, 2. Oh my god.
Okay, and then we get +1 personnel and +1 material. Do we want to go over our drives real quick? Because I feel like we haven't done that in a minute, and it might be good for people to hear.
Let's start with Tansy Rue.
Mine is become/inspire a character in Calazar, and my drive clocks are both full.
Mine is transcend humanity and revive humanity to transcend, and my drive clocks are also full.
Mine is secure a position of power that allows me to profit from the war without Helter or I having to fight in it.
Mine is gain autonomy as a trusted asset. I'm gonna say I didn't do any of that. My clocks are full anyway.
Just in case of emergency.
Your clocks are full +1 by the looks of it.
Yeah. I have one borrowed from Dr. Kane.
So right now we have 9 personnel, 3 material, and 15 unassigned, for a total of 27 points.
Oh my god.
How pissed off do you think Austin is with our squad?
I remember we were talking in chat a while back about, like, what's the most amount of downtime actions people have been able to get. I think we may have just beaten the number that the highest one said.
All right.
I mean, this is the end. This is the last
It's
one.
our last one, so yeah, go big.
It's
Everyone
true.
just fucking spend shit. Like, we're not holding it.
Unfortunately, I'm a stickler now.
In the spirit of stirring the pot, I need to also mention that Worm has level 3 harm.
Yeah. I got level 3 harm system null.
It could be fun if somebody decided they wanted to heal Worm.
I think I do have an idea for that, actually.
Okay.
I think Tansy would try. Okay, what's your idea?
I think it would be like, this version of Worm is like a very out-of-date backup, right? I think part of it is
yeah.
that she just needs like driver updates and like, you know, not a lot of like mundane, uninteresting shit. She just needs time to like, you know, just download, you know, after like a big erasure, like she just needs to get the basics back, get her drivers up to date, update the chipset, you know, process, like she wasn't built for the new base's internal systems, so she needs to recalibrate for those, shit like that.
So I just wanted to put that out there since we are swimming in things we can do. I don't know if anyone but Verbal has a plan for what they want to do this downtime. So who wants to go first?
Okay. I need to administrate, so I gotta do some paperwork. I'd like to invite Tansy to do that with me.
Paperwork, really?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We took up our connection clock, okay? It's great. We spend time together and have a good time doing paperwork. What does it look like to invite Tansy to do paperwork also?
You have to make it sound really fun, or she's not coming.
You get an IM that's like pizza party in Verbo's office. We're a family.
Christ.
In recognition of the squad's excellent work, come and enjoy pizza.
Tansy is skeptical upon seeing
Oh
this
yeah,
message.
wait, hang on. That does sound like you're gonna get assassinated in this world. And maybe it's not a pizza party.
Subs.
Yeah.
Subs. Yeah, ice cream.
Ice cream party.
Okay. That's better.
Pizza parentheses normal.
Normal.
As soon as you step in, the door like eerily closes behind you, and there's Verbal behind the door. Like, gotcha. Take a seat, Tansy. It's time.
Is the pizza?
You'll be needing this. Hands you a ballpoint pen that like clicks.
Is the pizza gonna be here soon, or what?
Yeah, it's gonna be here soon. We're just gonna have to fill out the orders first before we do that.
The orders for the pizza?
For the orders for the pizza, you got it.
Okay. Is this how normal people order pizza? I don't understand.
Yeah, normal people have to fill out invoices and make sure that their squads get the toppings they need by ensuring receipts are organized by date and submitted to accounting properly.
That sounds so complicated.
I know. Just think of it like crust. I can't do this one with you, Tansy. I need paperwork help, and unfortunately, it falls on you.
Okay, I guess I'm already here.
A lot of these are custom paints for your Avi, just to be clear. So.
Oh, okay. Wait, where are
Okay,
those?
perfect.
Show
there
me.
we go. That one. That's what I had to sell you on. Beautiful. Great. Take a seat. I like the idea of spiking paperwork. I always think that's really fun when people are like, that's done. I think Verbal's like, it's probably a couple of hours in. I imagine this is like an all-day activity. And it's just like, so, Tansy, you don't have siblings, right?
No, it's just me. Why, do you have siblings?
Oh, God, no. Not that I know of.
You know, this is kind of fun, getting to know each other a little bit more.
Isn't it so fun?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute since we got to hang out and just chat. Girl time!
Yeah, Tansy does her little signature finger gun peace signs. Because we're fun like that.
Here's a serious one for you, though. As we're getting to know each other. Just, how do you feel about your parents? Good terms, bad terms? Really bad terms? awful terms.
So Tansy is like kind of suspicious about this comment because Verbal was there when Tansy's mom showed up and must have seen the interactions. But yeah, she's gonna play it kind of cagey. I don't know, like, parents are annoying, but whatever. You still love them, right? It's kind of what a family is.
No.
No?
I mean, not for me.
What happened to your parents?
Oh, I don't care. I'm just saying that you don't have to continue to love them. They can be terrible people, and you can actually, like, fucking hate them, because they can deserve that.
Yeah, I guess this never really occurred to Tansy. She's kind of thinking about it. My parents, you know, they, like, support me, you know, like...
Emotionally? Financially. Okay. Any of the emotional support? Any of that?
You know, you see people who have... They treat their parents like they're friends, right? And I just don't really understand what that's like.
Yeah. What if you were to treat your family like your parents, not like friends, but like actual enemies?
What do you mean?
Like, what if you wanted them gone so you could take all their shit? Like, what if you didn't have to rely on them to financially support you, but you could financially support yourself by removing them from the equation?
I mean, that would feel pretty good.
Doesn't that sound so good?
My mom, like, pretends to care about what is best for me, but you were here when she was here. She didn't really...
Yeah, she's an asshole. And I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry that that's how you grew up. Like, that's a fucking drag.
I wouldn't even know how to get away from them, you know? Like, what do I do? Cute videos about makeup?
You can keep not doing anything and still have access to the money, though. Like, that's kind of what being a CEO is.
Oh. Well, CEO of what?
Of the Rowe Corporation.
Yeah, I don't think that my parents would ever... I mean, that's like what they want for me eventually, but they don't think I'm ready.
I think you are, Tansy.
Really?
Yeah. And... you know, you have the squad for support as well. I can help you with any business, financial decisions. Like, I'd be happy to, as friends. Like, girl time.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about making our own brand of weapons a little while back.
But you know what's easier than starting a new brand? You know when you get, like, a sponsorship deal from the makeup supplies, and instead of making your own makeup, you just kind of jump on board with an already successful brand?
Yeah.
And we could do that with weapons. Verbal trying so hard to lead Tansy to this conclusion.
I think it's time to make a roll of some sort.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't need to roll for administrate, which is the action we're doing, but...
Roll for consort. Right?
I don't know if this is a long-term project. You getting the information you need to make a move on the Rowe Court, because making a move on the Rowe Court isn't going to be a roll. You understand what I'm saying?
This is a scene predominantly about social connection, so I'm happy to just spell it out for Tansy. If the thing we're trying to do is, like, connect, and we're both going to take a new belief about each other, like, I'm happy to just, like...
Oh, so you're cutting loose.
No, I'm administrating, which is a specific superior officer.
I know it's a thing you have to do, but I'm just trying to figure out, what are we rolling?
You don't roll anything for administrate.
I know, but we're doing a scene. There seems to be stakes. I feel like we're moving the narrative forward.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm okay with letting Tansy's, like, acceptance of this plan, like, be up to the roll of the dice. If we want to go in that direction, like a consort or a sway kind of roll.
I mean, I guess, are you saying that because you think you need to roll dice, or because you don't know which way Tansy would actually go?
I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of struggling because I, like, want to do what the squad wants to do, like, me, the player. That's what I want to do. But it's also, like, trying to be truthful to a character. It feels hard.
Can I ask you a question, Tansy?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Verbal thinks the only way this will work is if there's a violent and hostile takeover of the Rowe Court. Do you think that there's another way that this could work? These are your parents. They're your NPCs that you introduced. So I'm kind of leaning on you to say something like, I think we can make a deal.
Or if you do want to get Valmina, if you want to get Tansy to the, do you know what would get Tansy to the point of the violent takeover? If like that's the way you're leaning as a player.
Okay. Yes, I do. The crux of the thing is like Tansy is struggling with the ethics of like selling weapons when like weapons kill people. I know it's like, okay, what is she doing? Like killing people and that, but like that's for Tansy.
Hypocrisy's fun.
Yeah, exactly. No, she's really like hung up on her first girlfriend dying, and she's just not okay with the idea of like being someone who is responsible for like an innocent civilian death because of like, oh, the weapon came from my company, that kind of thing. So I think like if there's a way that Verbal can work that angle,
in that case maybe we can lean on the drive you have as well, and Verbal is like, all that money. The other thing is, Tansy, if you had a control of that money that your parents are currently using to kill innocents, they're making the weapons that bombed schools, let's say, you could use that money for other things. Like, if you don't have to be like an extra on the Calazar show, we could start a media conglomerate with that kind of... I'm sorry. You could start a media conglomerate. You could start your own animation studio. You could have the Tansy Rue studio. You could bust out into the makeup lines. You could be researching new ways that colors are responding. You could have mood ring makeup. You could have emotional makeup that responds to how you're feeling about your gender on a day-to-day. All that kind of stuff. You could have your own spin-off TV show. We're talking toys. We're talking temporary tattoos for kids, candy, all that stuff. There's, hearts and minds. That's what the DFS is all about.
So you're saying if I became the CEO of the Rue Corporation, that I would get to choose what are the products that we're making?
I'm saying you don't want to see Rue written on a missile. You want to see it written on a smiling child's face.
Wow, I never thought of it that way before, Verbal. You're really smart.
Tansy, look at me.
Yeah.
And this is us, players, audience. This is Verbal lying to Tansy's face. If we take over, and I know that's a harsh word, but that's a business word. Takeover, it doesn't mean a bad thing. It's just what we say in business. If we take over the Rue Corporation, I promise you, we will stop manufacturing and profiting from weapon sales.
Yeah, Tansy is just like stunned, but like not in a bad way. Just like, this is such good news. Like, this is like, she came into this squad thinking like, oh, I'm gonna make a name for myself. I'm gonna make Kat's death like really matter because I'm gonna like create a character that's gonna be immortalized in Calazar, and like it's all gonna have been for something. But she didn't even realize like what a shallow fucking desire that was until Verbal laid this all out in front of her. And this is how you really change the world.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to be...
Kat's death matter. This is what you do.
You have to be the person who claims power. What was that fucking horrible tweet? The student protesters should join weapons boards to change, like, to influence ethics. Like, that disgusting, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. But that is what Verbal is pitching, essentially. Just like...
Wow.
You can really change things from the inside.
Ripped
it's not
from
the system,
headlines.
Okay? It's the people holding the levels of power.
Yeah, Tansy nods. Thank you, Verbal. I never even knew that was possible. I mean, if you can help me do that, then...
Tansy, I think together we can make truly wonderful things happen. And then there's a knock on the door and there's like orders of pizza, like stacks of pizza for you.
Yay!
Okay, perfect. Administration.
I got a dumb question. Dr. Kane and her superiors are busy trying to get in touch with you all during this thing because Goliath is literally trampling over the city.
Right.
How are you negotiating this radio silence?
I want to set a tone here because I think whatever you guys say, is it okay if Worm undermines it? Like, whatever your plan is, Worm sends an official check-in.
Okay, here's the thing. Verbal probably, like, has a thing set up with Worm that's, like, when there's calls coming in that I don't want to deal with, I route it back through Worm, who just, like, fucks with that person. And it's like, yeah, of course, I'll just send that to Worm, and Worm will keep them busy in the system for 3 hours until they hang up.
I just give them the Comcast.
And now, unfortunately, I've given that to the new Worm, forgetting that I can no longer just do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The good news is the new worm doesn't know what's going on either, so...
No, yeah, the new worm is just like, my apologies, but my records are not currently up to date. If you would call back within 2 to 5 hours so that I can update my records and files, then I will be able to confirm what has occurred in the last few hours.
But the responsible thing for the new worm to do would be to at least relay these concerns to their superior. So let's play that scene.
Absolutely.
So just assume that you're getting very irate and increasingly hostile incoming messages, and they're being routed to you as per logic standards, right? This is the SOP, standard operating procedure, that calls get routed to Worm. You're seeing this giant robot walk across the city, and you know that DFS squads are fighting against it. Let's play a scene with... what is Verbal doing about it?
Worm sends an email. It's a bit like a... Previously we described Worm as just like popping up on the screen, and now I think she like pops up in the taskbar but has a little like one notification just waiting for you to click it. She has a notification, but she's not going to force it on you.
I'm just going to let those notifications keep piling up. Like, as many as I can leave before you do something about it.
I think it's like a half hour before you just hear a voice like, "Pardon me, Commander Acquisition."
Worm, how can I help?
I have been fielding requests from the DFS for the last few hours, who have been curious as to what our squad is doing during the time that the Goliath is out there trampling the city.
Just remind them that you died. If they can just maybe take note of the fact that we've already sacrificed one of our most important assets, and that the squad needs time to grieve right now. Can you just remind them of that?
I understand. If I may ask for clarification, that is where my successor...
No, I'm your superior officer, and you cannot ask for clarifications at this time. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Of course. Understood. My apologies.
I like this new worm.
If there is anything else that you may need, please communicate it to me.
That'll be all.
Understood. I will be on my way. Like, me as Ruby am sitting here, like, that excuse is the worst. They're gonna go, okay, cool, suck it the fuck up. But like, Worm's gonna, A's gonna do it. Worm A is just gonna be like, all right, that's what the boss said.
We will come back to this conversation.
I like the idea that we're just gonna intermittently doing this downtime. Like, what's your new excuse?
We have a lot of downtime activities. Helter.
I want to make a concoction.
What is the scale of this concoction? What's this concoction for?
Well, okay, I want to make a plan B for Verbal. I guess maybe that's maybe not the right word, but an escape plan for Verbal. Do you want to be a monster now? I want that.
Is that gonna happen?
I want to leave an option open for an epilogue, basically.
Let's make it a 6-tick clock, and
okay.
This is gonna be a big epilogue opportunity.
I need to call it something other than Plan B, because that's already a thing. I can't call it that.
We're already using that plot device, Plan B. So, do you want to go ahead and roll on that?
Yeah. I guess I'm using Engineer, right?
All right.
I rolled a 4.
Let's put a tick on that clock.
Hey, do you want to spend some money to finish that clock?
Yes, I do. 4 to 5 is 2 segments.
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense for me to roll again than to bump it to 3 segments. Helter just, pulls an all-nighter on this. And I'm maybe more than an all-nighter, but for now an all-nighter. That was a 6. So that's 5 of the segments are done.
You want to spend a personnel to take that into a crit and finish the clock?
Yes.
Just burn. We just gotta spend this shit.
We gotta spend so much money.
We gotta spend this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Helter pulls an all-nighter and a half, and is the shot we get is of Helter in the lab that we saw at the very beginning. We see the doors to that area, and we see Helter moving in the windows, in the frosted windows, and then it's there's a clock or whatever, and it shows that it's been a long time before Helter emerges with the scariest looking EpiPen you can imagine.
Worm, did you want to do a downtime action?
Yes. I need to heal very bad. I have a level 3 harm, and I would like to not die a second time. That would be fun, though. I want to recover. Specifically, I need It asks me to, I have to have a healer, they have to have the doctor ability.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a guy who you used to work with? I forgot your NPC's name.
Oh, yes. Oh my god, I forgot I have my fucking NPC.
I also do have the doctor ability.
You do?
Did you want to be part of this scene?
I mean, I'm a robot, right? Like, you could just use engineer.
True.
I was going to ask, like, would it just be engineer anyway? But even then, you do have doctor, so yeah, I think...
Did you want to be part of this, Helter?
Either way, you get +1 to your recovery roll. I'd be happy to be part of it if Ruby wants to.
Yeah, I'd personally rather it be Helter, because I think that's a more interesting scene. This is like, as I was saying before, like, I think this is just like basic system updates, like getting my drivers back in shape, getting my files, like, this hasn't been touched in a few years or whatever the fuck. Just getting it all loaded back in. That's a 5.
It might make sense just to roll again.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, cool. I will spend another personnel for another downtime action, and then roll it again. That's a 5 again. All right, cool.
I think the thing that we see in this scene, the thing that interesting thing that happens is like Helter keeps leaving like things open for like in the way that he would have for previous Worm, where it's like, oh, this is like a way that she can get around some of her stuff, right? Like, and do you think that a new Worm would like notice that or like correct that or something?
No, I think it is purely like she's like, oh well, hey, Helter opened a file. I'm not going to touch that. Like, It's my job to, like, subvert systems, but not, like, for these guys.
Right, okay. So you have all these, like, you have, like, all your, like, permissions are open now, but, like, you just don't touch them.
No, I'm not gonna, that would be an act of treason. Why would I be insubordinate?
Right.
Are you continuing to heal? Like, are you trying to get rid of this harm, or?
I think I just want to reduce it, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
Well,
because
that takes it down to a level 2 harm, right?
Yeah, so you could do another 4-step clock to get it to a level 1, and then one more healing action to get rid of it totally, depending on what you want to do.
You know what? I like keeping the -1d a little bit, because I think this is an older version of Worm, right? I think she's a little worse.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Tansy, did you want to do a downtime action?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had to repair the damage done to my vehicle from a couple missions ago. Yeah, we talked about that in the beginning. So I wasn't sure if like we had to play it out, but okay, so that's done. I don't know like what actual downtime activities I could do besides like maybe cutting loose. I don't have any like stress. I do have stress to get rid of. Yeah, I'm done with my long-term projects. I think yeah, it would make sense to train in resolve, given the conversation that like Tansy and Verbal had. Tansy is realizing like, oh, I'm gonna have to, because I don't think she knows like what it's gonna entail to like take over the Root Corporation, but like in her head, it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to be like really nice to my parents and like ask them to give me a thing that I want, which is their entire company. So I have to do it really nicely. Maybe she's gonna read up on how to have business meetings and stuff like that. Whatever the equivalent of TikTok is in this setting. Just scrolling through.
And how long is that now?
Yeah.
I like the idea that you left that meeting and then the first thing you had to do was Google, what is a CEO?
Oh my god. No, I think instead of what is a CEO, it's first it's CEO outfits. Next, next it's how to talk like a CEO.
Fuck, that's so good.
Oh, Tansy,
you're the best. Dress like a girl boss this summer.
Oh god, okay. Dress like a girl boss who is cooler than all of the rest of the girl bosses, though. Yeah, that's what the training looks like. Watching skits on social media. And, you know, other Tansy nonsense. So I get 1 tick in resolve. Oh, I get 2.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited by ScienceBird. You can find them on Twitter as @Vetero. That's VETARO. Sound balancing for this episode was done by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at cvblight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.